Hi guys, it's Mike here over in Taiwan, and I think the thing that's kind of been going on my mind these days is, I mean, everybody's like always talking about freedom and just being able to do whatever they want whenever they want to, right? But I think probably life gets in the way, and you start doubting yourself, thinking like maybe I can't do this or maybe I can't do that. It's kind of funny that when we're younger and we have all this potential, when we're like little kids, we think I can be an astronaut or something, and then we started inventing all of these obstacles that say that I can't do what I really want to do. And I think when I was in my 20s, I was like thinking my goal is to just sit on a beach somewhere. And I guess at the time I didn't really know what a digital nomad was, but I guess that's what I kind of aspired to be. But you have to have like some certain credentials. You have to have like a portfolio. You have to have like you have to have some technical skills and some obviously some hardware to back it up. But at the same time, I think some people are doing it. And people are always talking about these things like digital marketing or something where they're using some skills and then marketing it digitally to somebody, and then people are going to pay for it, right? But what exactly are they going to pay for? Wow, that's really loud. Right now, I'm doing some kind of digital, like online digital nomad stuff. I'm teaching English, which I think it's good. It's not bad, right? The pay is not bad, and I mean, because the thing is that people, they still need those skills, and AI is not really where it's got to be yet to kind of just be a teacher and hold your hand along the way, because you have to tell AI exactly what you want it to do, right? So people are not really ready to let go yet of the whole human aspect of teaching, and that's what I kind of focus on. But at the same time, it's not really scalable if you're a tutor, because even if you make $40 an hour, that's as much as you can make, and how many hours are there in the day, right? So eventually you want to make something that's a little bit more scalable. I think that's kind of like this jargon thing I've been kind of attached to. So say, for example, you have like one-on-one coaching, and then you have some other people that are listening to that coaching at the same time and hopefully getting something out of it. I don't know exactly how that works, but I did see somebody say that she wanted to do that, or does teach that in her course and blah, blah, blah yesterday. And I think it's kind of weird about this whole like course mentality. Like, people think that just because they go buy a course, they can get all the information and whatnot, right? But now, like that lady was saying in her video, we're kind of getting inundated with like so much information overload, and basically you can ask AI whatever you want, and then they'll basically tell you. And I would say there's a certain realm of accuracy when it comes to things that AI says. Like for me, whenever I ask AI about the weather, like in my region, or like when I walk out my door, it's always wrong. So I mean, don't really take it from me, from my experience, but that's basically what happens. So we all know that coding jobs are probably going to be gone in a certain couple of years, I guess, because of like what AI is doing. Because why is it that you need to know, where to put a colon or where to put a dot in a programming language, when AI is basically going to do it all for you, right? So, but there's like just this part of hand holding when it comes to maybe teaching, or some other aspect. Even customer service it's kind of weird, right? Because right now, if you have some type of a business and you have customer service for your business, you can basically just hand that off to AI, and you can pay like a $25 or $30 a month subscription fee, and it does have a voice too. So it's like this weird fake thing. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but you're calling. Let's say you have like Mr. Smith's dentist, right? So then the AI will be like, Mr. Smith's dentist office, can I help you? And you say, yeah, I want to blah blah blah, and then it'll reply back to you. Oh, so is that what you said, that you wanted to get an appointment for tomorrow at 2 p.m.? Yes, it is, right? And then you're going through the motions of just talking to somebody, making an appointment with AI, and it just is very seamless, right? So customer service is like one of those things that you used to be able to get paid a lot for it back in the days, but like now it's slowly I mean, they're also trying to get those jobs over in like the Philippines and India and stuff, like where people speak English, but they'll, still do the customer service job for a low wage. And even then, I mean, they're like staying up at 12 o'clock at night, trying to serve people who are living in North America. So there's kind of I don't know. I don't feel sorry for people who do those jobs, but at the same time, I feel like, yeah, that's pretty much hard work, right? So I don't know who I was talking to about. Maybe it was like an AI programmer, an AI prompting or something like that. Like, and because he's a young kid, right? So he doesn't really know. He's like maybe 15, 16 years old. And it was part of his lesson that I was talking to him about this stuff. But he didn't really know what it was and what it was about. So I think that, because he's like, it's weird with the younger generation. They're like so super fluent in technology, but they don't really understand what the capabilities of technology are, right? Like for him, he's like playing this little rhythm game on his phone. And his reaction time is amazing, and I guess his eye-hand coordination is better than anything that I could ever do. But what is that necessarily going to translate to in terms of jobs and something in the future? Probably nothing. And they have like all these like little dances and stuff that they're doing to try to get popularity. And I think that kind of the young people, they have this idea about how to get people's attention, and attention can definitely work out to be like dollars and cents in the future. But that's probably not the best way to use the technology. Do you know what I mean? That's I think the essence of the argument is, how do we use technology to benefit me and benefit like other people in the future without just trying to get followers and trying to get views? It's like you're constantly chasing all of this. And I think the worst monster that this social media stuff has created is the person that needs kind of like external confirmation that they're doing well, that they're good or something. And especially some people might have some opinions that are against the norm, and then that's when you get like really hammered by your audience. Like, why did you think that way? Why did you say that thing? And then it's kind of, they start nitpicking on like little things, like I always knew that this person was bad, or this person, when they're on their videos, they have like something on their nose or something. And I think that's just silly. Why is it that we need to troll on other people about like stupid little details that don't really matter? But I mean, I don't want to really like do any name calling or anything, because people, they have their own things and the only reasons why they do whatever they do. If people could actually see what it's like on the other side, and because basically social media is like a window, right? You're just basically looking at the other person through a window and they can't see you. So there's like some girl who has like 1.5 million followers, and then some troll who's like living in his mom's basement, hasn't had a job for like the last 10 years, keeps pretending he's going to be making some type of software that's going to change the world, and plays online video games all day with his friends and has no future. Talks to her and says that your concept sucks, your ideas are bad, you're not good looking, blah blah blah. And then that person, the 1.5 million followers, like takes it to heart, even though what she should realize is this is just a small ant, a small peon in the whole world of all the social media, and why should even pay attention to this person for 1 second. I learned a lot from videos about like confidence and stuff like that. When if you look at guys like Robert Downey Jr. or Tom Cruise, and the way that they handle interviews when interviews go bad, because interviews it's just basically talking with another person, right? But the problem is, though, that this person is going to be representing maybe the public opinion. Maybe some people are thinking some things about you in the back of their mind, and this person is kind of bring it out. Because I always say that when you do something good, then nobody will remember, and when you do something bad, then nobody will ever forget. So, Robert Downey Jr., I mean, I don't even care about his career, but he did some bad things when he was younger, and people always want to rub it in his face when he goes to an interview. I wouldn't do that. I think that's like some type of lowly scumbag type of stuff, but that's just my prerogative. And there's a bunch of other celebrities that do the same thing in the spotlight, and I don't care. I do have this one guy's videos that I watch sometimes, and he says, why are you looking at all these other people's lives when it doesn't really affect you when you're over in Taiwan? And it's almost like people are just really bored. It's almost like people are just like looking for something to do and looking for something to complain about because their life is not bad enough yet. While I do agree with some things, like for example, I started watching like some Japanese horror movies, and people are like wondering to me like, why would you want to scare yourself with that? Why would you want to have nightmares, right? And I do realize now that sometimes when you have a lot of problems, if you look at somebody else who has like more problems than you do, then it makes your problems like feel better. So you're like, well, I'm wondering how I can pay this bill on time, or how to make this money, and blah blah blah. And meanwhile, somebody is getting chased by a maniac in a horror movie, and you're thinking, wow, that person's got problems, right? And it makes your problems look smaller, is what I'm trying to say. And that's why we have this whole like celebrity hype stuff. Is we want to look at somebody's life and see like how good it is or how bad it is, or something like that. And I mean, you guys get what I'm saying, because you guys watch like those celebrity gossip and stuff like that. It's funny how media changes, but people stay the same. There used to be like over at the checkout line over at the supermarket, people used to like I forget exactly what the word is, but like the National Enquirer or something. And it would like say all this gossip about celebrities, like, this person is pregnant and this person broke up with their fiance and blah, blah, blah. And, it's just basically for people who are staying at home. They have nothing better to do and they need a little bit of spice in their life. So they want to read about something that could be true, but not necessarily true. You can't give somebody a fake story and expect that they're going to be really interested in it, because they probably won't. Anyways, I'm kind of getting off topic here, but so I'm going to be doing a little bit more research, and hopefully if I can find some more stuff for that for you, then I can offer that to you guys about working online. I mean, that's the thing that I wanted to focus on for probably the most part of my life, is just to work online and go to the beach somewhere. And I did get that for a while. It was I'll tell you a little bit about it. There's actually some apps that were paying fairly decently well, probably maybe at least $20 or something Canadian. I don't know what that is in USD, and per hour. And I had a pretty good job where I was doing like maybe 16 hours a week in mainland China, along with this app, so I was making a lot of money. But like all good things come to an end. Actually, it was a weird story how I ended that whole chapter of my life. As everybody knows, COVID happened, and what happened was I was trying to get back to where my job was, but it turns out that my visa expired. So when my visa expired, then I couldn't go back, and I had to go renew it, and basically I was stuck. So I stayed back in Taiwan, and that kind of went for the better because I started a whole new chapter of my life at that point. I don't know, I can't really say or comment too much about the situation and the way that it went in Taiwan, but I think that for the most part that people were pretty safe. We just basically stayed away from other people, wear some masks, go get a vaccine, blah blah blah, and then everything was okay. It turned out okay. If you really pay attention to some of the social medias and stuff, people had lots of different opinions when it came to like how to deal with COVID. I think it was like, I keep forgetting, Switzerland or Sweden or one of those. They were basically saying that to just have everybody get COVID at the same time so that we could just directly combat it in our body or something. And it was funny, I think, how in Asia they had the total opposite idea. No way, I don't want to get that stuff. So they would like hide in their house until it was absolutely necessary for them to come out. So, but yeah, I think that COVID taught us a lot about working online, being online, doing everything online. And I mean, I feel probably some of the university students that were in their last year at that time were a little bit cheated out of the system, because they didn't even get like a graduation party or anything. They probably got their diplomas like mailed to them. And why do you go to university, right? You go to university for the university experience. You want to have like a fraternity or a sorority. And what do you have to do in order to do those things? You got to be on campus. You got to go somewhere there. You got to meet the people, right? As for like other students, high school students, elementary students, like they're basically faces on a screen. Half of the screens are all turned off, and they're actually just playing video games. What did they probably learn about being online and doing school online is that it's really easy to pretend that you're online, but while you're playing video games at home. And that's what they would rather do. So we kind of created a whole, like, I guess, not audience, but just a whole section of humanity that loves to play games online and loves to lie to the teachers, say that they're on, but they're really not. So, yeah, I thought that was kind of weird. So if anybody has any idea about how to work online, then you could go shoot me a comment while I'm doing my research, and I will get back to you guys about what I think I could do. There's actually some website where they could teach you coding, but I'm really kind of unless they're giving me like a huge discount, I don't really think, because I actually subscribed to that service twice and I tried to do it again and again. I think probably the new thing that I'm trying to think about is getting get an idea from AI about how to make an app, and then making what's called an MVP, which is a minimum viable product, and taking that and putting in some type of app maker and debugging it, and then putting it behind a paywall. And the thing is that the only people that's really out of reach to is somebody who can't afford the $30 a month fee that it costs for like one of these app maker things to compile your MVP. But basically for the rest of the world, for like North America, Europe, Australia, they're thinking, why not? I could probably do that too. But where's the time, and how are you going to find people who have problems? I think the easiest way, if you want to do it manually, is to go on like one of those things like Reddit or something, where people are just unloading all of their problems and saying all the bad things that are in their life. And then you could find some people like what their problems are, like over and over again. And AI can actually go through some of the websites like that and do it for you, right? So I think that, people are always talking about how AI is like the next best thing. It's like the biggest job killer and whatnot, right? But even for people who are drawing manga, this is actually another part of AI. They're saying that it's going to be taking away jobs from people who used to draw manga, because the AI can draw it better and they can draw it faster. So why not just use AI, right? And I think they're kind of split down the middle of the opinion about AI, because some people think it's going to take away their job as an anime manga artist. And the other half is like, well, we could use these tools and probably make something better or make it faster. Could you imagine, you have like somebody who's like a junior artist, but they used AI on the side, and every manga thing that they make, it gets done in half of the time. Why? Because they know how to use the tools, right? I think that's really what it is at the end of the day. It's just, do we know how to use the tools to benefit us in a way that makes our workflow go faster and easier? Yeah, sorry guys, it's a little bit noisy here, and actually I wanted it to be this way because I want you guys to feel and really realize that I'm in Taiwan. And I don't know where you're listening to this from, because it's all over the world and everything. And if I was back at home in Canada, I'd probably be thinking of a way to kind of escape. Canada has its own problems too. We have taxes are too high. It's hard to go buy real estate. Jobs are literally really scarce right now. So, and I don't want to be all negative and doom and gloom, but whatever it is, you have to find the thing that you're good at and hopefully expand. The thing I'm really good at is talking, I guess. So, if I'm going to be, I'm not going to make a language course or anything, but I think I'm going to start working on that more and more. So guys, this is my long form podcast for the day. And hopefully that you guys got something out of it. Hopefully you watched till the end. This is Mike in Taiwan. I'll see you guys later. Bye.